Welcome to the Activated Story Theater's 147th podcast.
This episode we bring you The Snake and the Frog, a story from the Bahamas.
Hi, I'm Dennis.
And I'm Kimberly.
And together we are the Activated Actors.
We are coming to you from Choctaw, Oklahoma.
Just outside Oklahoma City.
Yes. And we are here to do some shows at some schools, and then we're heading to Texas to do some more shows at some more schools.
And then we're headed to California
to do some more shows at some more schools.
And libraries.
And libraries, yes. We'll tell you about some public shows coming up after the story.
And we told you last time, we left you with a little teaser that we were going to do something special that we were going to be talking about, and we did it.
We did it! We took a little vacation.
We went to the Bahamas. On
a big boat. A very big boat.
That's why we're doing a story from the Bahamas this time. We took a 4-day cruise. That doesn't mean we won the lottery or anything.
No.
We're not filthy rich.
No.
We just found a good deal and left from Florida, from Cape Canaveral, Florida.
Yes.
And we went to Freeport, Nassau, and we spent a day just at sea.
Day cruising. And we got to meet some of the people that live in Bahama and talk to them. In fact, one gentleman told us about the festival that they have in December. And he's here to tell you about it too.
John Canoe is the name John Canoe. John Canoe came out of Kenya, ended up in New Orleans and in Charleston, South Carolina, and then in the Bahamas, where he was honored by the English royalists who he was with. And they made the parties to be the celebration of freedom in his honor, then later made to be the celebration of life, and emphasis then placed on peace, love, joy, unity, happiness, loyalty, and progress. 26th of December, one day, because it was the day when everybody had 24 hours off with the English royalists, and they shared gifts in boxes, called Boxes Day, when on the calendar was Boxing Day. The festival music is made by knocking things together and click sounds. So if you really want an infusion of life, it's the 26th of December, 1st of January. It's the Bahamas where you come. Make it a day. 26th of December, 1st of January. God bless you. And it's love and the Bahamas.
That's the Junkanoo Festival in December. So if you have a chance to go to Bahamas, it sounds like a really good time to go see that celebration.
And he was dressed up in traditional costume, standing there in the marketplace. So we just had to go up and talk to him, get our picture taken, and so on. He was doing it for tips, of course. People do that sort of thing.
Yes, a very, very touristy culture there. They do appreciate the tourists coming over, and it helps their economy a lot.
But everybody was very friendly. You'd walk down the street and people would say, "Hello, how you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
They even said, "Thank you for coming. Hope you have a good time," and so on.
Yes, very friendly people. And we also got a chance to, well, of course, we went swimming in the ocean, and we went to a place called Queen's Staircase, which is a very interesting part of the history there.
Yes, it was built by newly freed slaves in gratitude to the Queen for freeing them.
And that was for Queen Victoria.
For Queen Victoria, yes. Right. Very interesting accomplishment.
It's hard to describe, but it's essentially they carved out an alleyway through the mountainsides and built staircases to go up a level, and it's about 66 steps up. The locals call it 66 steps, but technically there's 65. And there's a waterfall next to it, very beautiful, the trees in there. It's a really pretty, peaceful place, and it's very interesting to see. And in
the city of Nassau is fun to just stroll around. It's so different from the U.S. in many ways.
We also visit a library.
Right. The library in Nassau is very interesting. It's a very historic building. It was originally a jail. Yes, and the building has 8 sides to it, so it's an octagon shape, and it's 3 stories tall. It's pretty tiny. Essentially, you walk in and you're in the middle of it, and you look around, from where you're standing, you can look around and see all the cells. Well, the cells they have now made into like one's for newspapers, one's the children's section. But when you're in the children's section, you're basically in a cell. Yeah. So it's 3 stories tall, and there's eight cells on each side. Very interesting building to see. We did go to 2 beaches. The water is just beautiful there, so clear. Mm-hmm. The sand is very fine. Yeah, and there's little fish in the they're very little tiny fish. They come up right next to you, and so lots of fun. We enjoyed our trip and enjoyed our day at sea. Yes, being on the boat itself, on the ship itself, is quite an experience. It's like a city at sea. They have free entertainment every night. They have theater with song and dance reviews and so on. Comedy club. And they also have things like dance classes. We got up and did kind of a disco. What was a disco class?
We did 70s music, and we did some Michael Jackson dances.
And we also learned how to make animals out of towels.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
The maids will do that in your cabin. They will, when they clean your cabin, which is what they call the room on the ship that you stay in. They will fold the towel to resemble an animal,
like a stingray and a panda, or a polar bear, or
elephant.
Yeah, and a swan. So we know how to make towel animals now.
Sort of like towel origami.
And maybe we could even make the towel animals for this next story that we're about to do for you.
Yes.
This story we brought for you from the Bahamas is called The Snake and the Frog. One day, Mr. Frog was out for a hop around the island when he came upon Mr. Snake.
Good morning, Mr. Snake. Very hot day, huh? Makes me want to take a cruise to Boston.
But the snake was in no position to chat. He was lying flat. Well, the snake was almost always pretty flat, but this time he was really, really flat, because a big, heavy rock had rolled down a hill and landed right on top of him. And that rock was smashing him even flatter, and he couldn't move. Help me! Help me!
Oh, sure thing. You need directions or something? I can give you a tour.
I need you to help get this big rock off me.
Oh, I didn't realize you were stuck under it. I thought you were just lifting weights.
No, it fell on me, and I've been stuck under here for hours. It's making a cobra out of me, and I don't like flute music. Get it off, and I'll return the favor in any way I can.
Oh, sure thing. I shouldn't have any problem because I've been pumping rocks myself to train for the frog races. Why, one time I pushed this rock that was so big...
Hurry!
Oh,
Just get it off.
Okay, sure. There, you're free and clear.
Oh, much obliged. I feel like a weight has been lifted from my shoulders.
Shoulders?
Oh, never mind. How can I ever repay you?
No, that's quite all right. I'm happy to help you out. You don't owe me a thing.
Oh, well, in that case, I guess I'll eat you.
Eat me?
Yes! I was trapped under there for a very long time, and now I'm really starved. So, you get to be my entree.
But I just rescued you. I may have saved your life.
And now, you can save it again by keeping me from starving.
That doesn't exactly sound very fair.
Maybe not, but it's the kind of thing snakes do. I can't help it. It's genetic. Sorry, pal. Well, what can I tell you? It's a jungle out there.
But surely we can reach a compromise.
Compromise? How do you compromise with hunger?
Surely there must be something else you can eat.
Not unless something comes hopping along very quickly. It's either fast food or frog legs.
But I bet there is some kind of law against eating someone who has just rescued you.
Really?
Well, yeah, sure. There must be. There are laws against all kinds of things. If you eat me, you might go to snake prison.
Oh, that wouldn't be good. I'd have to live on bugs and water and... Oh, how do we find out for certain if it's against the law?
Well, I see Mr. Billy Goat over there. He's supposed to be an expert on the law. Let's ask him.
Well, okay, I guess. As long as it doesn't delay my meal too long.
Mr. Billy Goat! Mr. Billy Goat!
Yes?
Mr. Billy Goat, we need your help.
What? You need me to butt someone in the head? Or head someone in the butt?
No, nothing like that. We just need your advice about the law.
Absolutely. How may I help you? The clock for billable hours is ticking, by the way.
We were just wondering if it's against the law to eat someone who's rescued you and possibly saved your life.
That's a case I don't exactly hear every day. Who are the parties involved?
Mr. Snake here was trapped under that big rock, and I rolled it off him.
And now I want to eat him, because I'm very hungry, and he has nothing better to do than get eaten.
Isn't that against some kind of law? I hope.
No, I'm not really sure. I'll have to take it up at a meeting and see what the other experts have to say about it. We'll get back to you in, say, 2 weeks.
A couple of weeks? Oh, by that time, I'll be completely starved, or Mr. Frog will be completely digested.
Sorry. If you want legal brilliance, it takes time. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go negotiate with a troll about crossing a bridge. Ta-ta.
Well, he wasn't very much help.
Yes, he was. He didn't know of any law saying I shouldn't eat you. So, there must not be one. So, that's just what I'm going to do.
But wait. It may not be against the law, but it still could be, bad etiquette.
Etiquette?
You know, bad manners.
Oh, well, how do we find out about that?
I see Mr. Rooster over there. I hear he's an expert in etiquette. Yoo-hoo, Mr. Rooster!
Cock-a-doodle-doo, how do you do?
Mr. Rooster, we need your advice about a matter of etiquette.
We need your advice about a matter of etiquette, please.
Yes, of course. We need your advice about a matter of etiquette, please. Here's the thing. I just rescued Mr. Snake from under this big rock.
And now I want to eat him.
I see. And you want to know what kind of place setting would be proper?
No. We just want to know, wouldn't it be bad manners to eat someone who has shown you a kindness?
Well, it's certainly not a very good way to keep friends, I'll tell you. They'll keep disappearing on you.
I have plenty of friends, but none of them go well with crackers.
Surely there must be some kind of rule against doing that, Mr. Rooster. Isn't there?
Well, I don't really know. I may have to consult the etiquette books about this one. But even if I find something there, I won't be able to understand it.
Why not?
Can't read. It all just looks like chicken scratches to me. Well, I wish you both the best of luck in solving your problem. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go stand on the fence and crow.
You're going to stand on a fence and a crow, too?
I'm going to stand on the fence and do some crowing. And I'm late because I forgot to set my watch to daylight savings time. Toodles.
Oh, my. He wasn't much help either. Now we're right back where we started.
That's right. Which means you were just about to take a one-way trip down my gullet.
Wait.
You keep interrupting my meal. Talk about bad manners.
I'm terribly sorry, but I see someone else who might be of help.
Who is it this time?
Miss Hooty Owl. She's supposed to be very wise, sort of a philosopher. Surely she can offer some words of wisdom.
Oh, all right. Give her a try, but that's it. I'm losing my patience fast.
Yoo-hoo, Miss Hooty Owl.
Yoo-hoo to you, too.
Miss Hooty Owl, you're a very wise philosopher, aren't you?
Oh, yes, indeed. In fact, I just solved an age-old riddle. I called a chicken, and I called an egg, and the chicken came running first.
That's great, but,
In fact, I'm still waiting for that egg to move. Oh, I think it must be too hard-boiled to cooperate.
Yes, of course. Listen, here's the situation. I saved Mr. Snake by rolling that big rock off him.
And now I'm hungry. And since I'm too weak to go shopping, I want to eat Mr. Frog.
I see this as a bit of a problem.
And I don't.
So, what kind of advice can you give us?
Well, early to bed and early to rise. What does that have to do with anything? Oh, nothing. I just like to throw it out whenever I can.
Yes, maybe you should throw it out.
Okay, I'm having a hard time envisioning just what happened. Maybe you could show me.
You mean do a reenactment?
Oh, if you don't mind. Mr. Snake, what was your position when Mr. Frog happened upon the scene?
I was just sort of coiled up like this.
Oh, I didn't know you were from New Jersey. You said coiled instead of curled.
No, not curled. Coiled. Like a slinky. Registered trademark. Like this.
Oh, I see.
In other words, I was just sort of laying low.
You mean lying low. Bad grammar. Oh, I suppose it's excusable for reptiles. And your head was in that position?
Yeah, more or less.
Very good. And you, Mr. Frog, show me where this big rock was when you found Mr. Snake.
Well, it was just sitting there on top of him, like this.
Ow! That rock hasn't softened up any since the first time around.
So, the rock was like this before.
Exactly. Now, get it off me.
So then, Mr. Frog, what did you do?
I rolled it off him like this.
Wait! I think I see what the problem is.
You do?
Yes. You should have known how deceitful Mr. Snake is. And if you hadn't rolled the rock off of him, then he couldn't eat you.
Of course. Why didn't I think of that? Thank you very much for your help, Miss Hooty Owl.
Anytime, as long as it's not too early. I'm nocturnal, you know. Later.
Wait! Somebody get this thing off me!
I won't try to eat anyone this time.
I promise.
Sorry, Mr. Snake. I think you speak with a forked tongue. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, and there won't be a third time. You'll just have to wait for someone else to come along, and by then, I'll be gone so far you can't catch me.
So Mr. Frog did get away, and from that day on, he's tried his best to stay away from the snake. And the snake still likes to lie among the rocks and wait for another frog to come along.
And that's the story of the snake and the frog from the Bahamas.
So don't be the frog.
Yeah. Specifically from the island of Andros in the Bahamas, which is the largest island, which we did not get to. There are many islands. I think there are, I don't know how many, dozens of them, I think.
Lots and lots and lots of
them. We got to only 2 of them. And the one that most of the tourists go, the ones that most of the tourists go to,
the ones that the cruise ships land at.
The cruise ships land at.
Yes. What I found very interesting, a little bit more of Bahama history, is they were ruled by England till 1974, they believe.
73, I think.
73, they got their independence. Well, and what I think is interesting, too, is they drive on the other side of the road.
Right. There's a lot of British tradition there.
Yes.
They do drive on the other side of the road, the left side of the road.
Yeah. They do speak English over there. It's kind of a very accented English.
Yes, very similar to Jamaican, Caribbean.
Yeah. So, but lots of fun. So if you ever get a chance to go to Bahama, enjoy, and hope you enjoyed our story. We had fun telling it, and we are looking forward to bringing you another story next month. Oh, but first of all, before we go, we've promised to tell you about our upcoming shows. We are going to be, like I said, we're in Oklahoma right now. We're heading to Texas, and then we'll be in California. So we've got just a bunch of school shows up until then. But when we get to California, we will have some public shows. On March 4th.
March 4th, we'll be back in our old stomping grounds in the San Francisco Bay Area, performing at the Larkspur Library in Marin County.
And the next day, we are at the Belvedere Tiburon Library,
which we've been to many, many, many times before.
Right.
Then on the
9th? The 10th.
The 9th, we are at the Atherton Library.
And the 10th is in Millbrae.
Both of those are down south of San Francisco, down on the peninsula.
Yes, and then on the 24th, we will be doing the Rose Garden Library in San Jose. So those are the upcoming public shows. If you want to find out when and where we're going to be bringing the show, please visit our website, activatedstorytheater.com. And if we're not coming to where you live, move.
Yeah.
Or better yet, have your school or library call us, and we will try to make that happen so we can bring the show to you.
We'll see you next time, Mon.
Hey, Mon. See you next time.
Activated Story Theater is committed to bringing fun, educational shows to schools and libraries nationwide. On stage, we use physical comedy, American Sign Language, imaginative props, and a giant, oversized book to bring multicultural folktales to life. For booking information, check out our website, activatedstorytheater.com, where you can also find out when the activated actors will be performing near you. Read a story, or order one of our audio CDs. You can subscribe to this podcast on iTunes or listen on Stitcher. We look forward to your comments and folktale suggestions. Stay activated. Until next time.